Hey, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus AEW Dark Elevation. This is episode number 40. So in about 3 months, we're going to come up on a year. Um, How'd we do? Well, the show was pretty good. Of course, it's been pretty good lately. We see some returning faces we haven't seen for a long time who were kind of brought back with not much fanfare, which was honestly a little bit shocking. We've got 7 matches here, and let's dive into it. Riho against Angelica Risk. Angelica Risk, who's doing her 4th match for AEW. Riho, of course, first champ, women's champ, does her thing. They have a semi-competitive match for what it is, and then Riho wins with a running Meteora. Um, a good exhibition for Riho, most certainly. Risk worked on her neck. That was part of the psychology. In a match that is a foregone conclusion match, Riho gets a check mark for winning. Um, Second check mark for looking good in the process. And then if Angelica looks good in defeat or gets a disproportionately large amount of offense, we get a third check. Both kind of happen here, so we'll give 3 check marks. Second match, Dustin Rhodes, Lee Johnson, and Brock Anderson of the Nightmare Factory against the Wingmen, Peter Avalon, JD Drake, and Cesar Bononi, with Ryan Nemeth at ringside. We're going to call this one competitive. Do both sides look good? That's a check mark. They do. Does one team win definitively? Even though you can probably guess what team that is. It is Dustin Rhodes with the final reckoning. Picks up a second check mark, and then a third check mark if something is advanced. I think we might be seeing more of Nightmare Factory against the Wingmen. Plus, we haven't seen the Wingmen in this form or fashion in a long time, so we'll give that a third check mark. Third match, Brian Pillman Jr. with Julia Hart there, which is importante, against Serpentico with Luther. We'll call this one competitive as well, as AEW Dark Elevation tends to give us matches where guys that win a little bit face each other more often than, let's say, on AEW Dark. So, yeah, both sides look good here. Brian Pillman Jr. wins definitively with the springboard clothesline. Is something advanced? Yeah, I think we might be seeing Chaos Project against Varsity Blondes very, very soon. So 3 check marks, moving on. Fourth match, um, the Factory, uh, by and large, versus Baron Black, Sean Hoodrich, Tony Vincita, and JD Munoz in an 8-man tag match. Baron Black, of course, a veteran of AEW Dark and Dark Elevation. This would be his 44th match for AEW. But Sean Hoodrich, Tony Vincita, and JD Munoz, this is their first appearance, so congratulations to them. And we've also never seen all the members of the Factory here teaming up at the same time. And when I say all the members of the Factory, I mean most prominently, of course, Komoroto and Solo, but Agogo as well. Super, super cool. Great to see Anthony Agogo again. I'm very happy to see Anthony Agogo back again. Really great stuff. Anthony Agogo, of course, wins with the pop-up haymaker. This is a squash match or an enhancement match. So the Factory wins definitively with Agogo knocking out Hoodrich out with his pop-up haymaker. That was pretty cool too. Toss him in the air and then pow. And then a third check mark for the guys looking good in defeat. They were there to basically bounce around, mostly for Anthony Agogo, but also for Komoroto to an extent. And they did a good job there. Fifth match, the Bunny and Emi Sakura. As is the norm, they've been doing a lot of women's tags and multi-women's tags and that kind of thing. It's good. They're taking on Abaddon and Ryo Mizunami. This is most definitely a competitive match. In fact, I'm not 100% sure who's going to win, though I suspect it's going to be Abaddon and Ryo Mizunami, which turns out to definitely be the case here. Both sides look good. Abaddon connects with that modified DDT where she hooks the leg with her foot to pick up the victory. And is something definitely advanced? Oh yeah, we're going to see everybody in this way, shape, or form. We're now getting Abaddon in the mix. That's the big change, and I'm sure we're going to see more of that in upcoming episodes of AEW Dark and Dark Elevation. So 3 check marks. Sixth match: the Jurassic Express against the Tate Twins. Tate Twins, who have made one other appearance, I believe. And they look very good here. They're given a reasonable amount of offense during a little flurry in the middle there, but for the most part, got that assisted power bomb by the Jurassic Express to pick up the victory. Um, this is a squash match, most definitely. So yeah, the first 2 check marks are a foregone conclusion, really, and the last one, I'll say that happens as well because the Tate twins look pretty good here. And then finally, in our main event, in our 7th match, the Acclaimed against Sean Dean and Carlie Bravo. Even though it's the de facto main event, it is certainly not a match where the outcome is in doubt in any way, shape, or form. Um, Sean Dean and Carlie Bravo look really, really good here. And the Acclaimed have rarely looked sharper. So that's great to see. But the Acclaimed win in definitive fashion with the mic drop. And Sean Dean and Carlie Bravo most definitely look good in defeat. So that is your AEW Dark Elevation. Really nothing that special. So AEW Dark has a chance to take it this week again.